In today's video, we're going to introduce a new category of AI companions. We've already talked about AI companions, we've already talked about AI friends, we've already covered reborn babies, and now we have reborn girlfriends, which have already started being sold. It's already a craze in the market, and I've brought some updates here because it's one of the topics people request the most on the channel. People are already asking in the comments for me to bring a reborn girlfriend to test here on the channel. I'm married, how could I bring a reborn girlfriend here to test on the channel? But leave your comment below. If you had the money, would you buy a girlfriend or boyfriend to do whatever you want, fulfill all your fantasies, and not have any headaches at the crucial moment? Comment below, I want to know. Let's go straight to my computer screen, and today I brought Ankapsu to share his opinion. Afterwards, of course, I'll leave the link to the original video for you, and obviously go follow his channel too. Let's get started then. 3, 2, 1, go!
This is Ankapsu, and now we're going to talk about reborn girlfriend. I give up, man. There's no hope for humanity. We're doomed to extinction. We'll wipe ourselves out in another 15 generations. This crap is over. Close it down. The last one to leave. Please turn off the lights. This thing is done. Reborn girlfriends are taking over the adult market and replacing traditional inflatable dolls. Wow. I didn't even know inflatable dolls were considered traditional.
Me neither. Well, yeah, basically there's a market for ultra realistic dolls. Okay? Like, you can barely even tell the difference at all. The skin looks incredibly supernatural, almost indistinguishable from real skin. Even the hair, even the material, every little detail is so realistic. And they cost like $3, $4, or even $5,000. And then the girlfriends, the AI companions already come with a ChatGPT, a Google Gemini, a cloud. They already have artificial intelligence built in so they can talk to you. Okay? Now, it seems like this one is a different category. Let's take a look here. Look, if you check here, I don't know if you're watching me on my Brazilian Portuguese channel or in English or Spanish or German, but it says here that it's around $8,000 to $10,000. But let's go.
This is disgusting. What the heck? But of course, you'd expect there to be inflatable dolls, so rather adult reborn dolls, hyper-realistic and all that. I keep wondering just how far the realism, the hyper-realism goes in the dolls' private parts and so on. The truth is, I find it really funny. We're really living, man. It's the end of humanity, man. It's over, dude. That's it. Take care. Goodbye. Yeah. Unfortunately, at this point, I'm starting to think, I hope Brave New World comes soon, Brave New World, by Aldous Huxley, for those who don't know, in it, humanity stopped having babies. They don't have babies anymore, right? Everything is done in incubators and so on. And suddenly, I'm starting to think that's going to be the solution, man. That's how it's going to be. This news was suggested by Orders Don't Exist, but Violence Does, Mazaropio, Togenu, Jekyll Libertario, and several other people. Thanks to everyone who suggested news on our website, visonlibertaria.com. And thank you for watching our video. If you liked our content, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel, okay?
Also, leave your like and subscribe here as well.
Man, it's no use, dude. A doll like that will never satisfy a man the way a real woman does. There won't be any alimony afterwards, damn it. Who are you going to pay alimony to? So, there's no fun in it, man. The doll won't take you to court. There's none of that. So what's the fun in that, man?
That's exactly what people say in the comments on these viral videos, right? Like, the woman won't ask me for alimony. No, she's not interested in my money. She'll do it whenever I want. And also, women are leaving comments like, oh, he'll remember the dates, he won't forget, he'll please me every morning, he'll send me a little song, he won't just be thinking about... So, I mean, the worst part is that there's a market for both sides. It's not just men or just women, and those are the arguments. Not that I agree, especially since I have a real woman, right? But let's keep going because, well, we're gonna give some examples of when this could actually be relevant or even considered in practice, but this new world is really complex and challenging.
Honestly, this makes no sense at all. There's no reason for a man to have a doll like this in his life. Girlfriends, ex-girlfriends, and it could be reborn boyfriends too. Why not, right? It's taking over the adult market and replacing inflatable dolls. Man, even though Globo talked about this, adult reborns.
So there are adult reborns or reborn girlfriends, and I even put it here. There's a photo of the boyfriend. Look at this! There's a photo here, look, of the reborn boyfriend too, so for God's sake, let's keep going here. Light up the comments, everyone, because I want to know your opinions, and I'll reply to each one individually.
Let me just say something. The thing is, I actually went to the site, their site, they mentioned a site called Real Doll, right? Real Doll. That's selling this stuff. And man, I have to be careful. Don't go to this site, man, because come on, it's full of explicit stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, if you go to the site, please comment below. Okay, Real Doll. Real Doll. By the way, I've already made a video about the main technology fair, and Real Doll was there, and I made a video with a blonde on the thumbnail on my channel. So when you check it out, you can look here basically at the other videos. That's also on my English channel too, all right? It's on all of them, right? In Spanish, in German. But basically, it's this thumbnail right here. If you look here, Maker Academy, and then you go into this playlist here, look, this playlist here, which is AI companions, look, companion robots, see? Go into this playlist and you'll see, check it out. It's a hit here, robot girlfriends. It's this blonde right here, this blonde here. Then there's this one here, would you buy it, and so on, 87,000, 20,000, 10,000 views. In other words, people want to know there's a market. Comment below if you would buy one. Let's keep going here. Go to the website, Real Doll. It's real, folks. It's really happening.
this part of the website where I stopped, kind of in the middle. I don't even have the guts to move the thumb, the bar here, because, and it's showing here, look, and there's artificial intelligence. What did I tell you guys? It's artificial intelligence, man. Soon we'll be living in this world of artificial intelligence with an AI girlfriend who fulfills all your realities, all your physiological needs, everything just right, without complaining, without asking for alimony, without demanding social effective paternity. Nothing at all. How great is that?
Because you pay $10,000 and then you don't pay anything else. You don't pay for dinner. You don't pay alimony. You don't pay for clothes. You don't pay, well, you do pay for clothes, right? Because you have to, yeah, you have to use them there. I don't know how the maintenance works either. And if something goes wrong, what happens? Comment below.
I'm going to say something. Humanity is paying for a failure. It's over, right? No one's going to have kids anymore now. How are you going to have a relationship now if they're AI dolls that don't have any consequences? If you don't like her, you just turn her off, man. Dude, imagine how great that is. You can just turn your woman off. Just imagine that, man. I want to go out and play football. I'm going to turn my wife off here and I'm going to play football. There you go. Problem solved. There, man. This really is a revolution. There will never be babies in the world again. It's over. That's it. The human race will be extinct in a few.
Look at the quality of this thing. Just look. So the woman also doesn't gain weight. She doesn't age. She doesn't get gray hair. Do you realize, like, there's a market for this? Is there a market for this? And let's see here. Look, it says allows for quick head swapping. So you can have more than one skin, so to speak. You can have a brunette, a blonde, a redhead. Look, it's the FaceX system that allows for quick head swapping thanks to strategically placed magnets. Some clients choose to purchase only the head. Just the head, look at that. It's around $4,000 to $5,000 just for the head. What do you even do with just the head? Comment below. Anyway, obviously, right? You're not just going to buy the head, are you? You'd buy the whole thing, finance it, and all that. Now, just imagine having a blonde, brunette, a redhead, and being able to talk to them whenever you want. Oh, I'm going to sleep. You turn them off and that's it. And it's a robot, right? So, like, it talks to you. Soon it'll be telling you, go grab me a beer, and it won't nag you, right? Anyway, jokes aside, this is really happening.
The human race is going to be extinct in just a few years. At this rate, everything, just giving up on it all, just giving up, yeah. I can already see that the only way out is going to be Brave New World for real. We'll need industrial baby factories with incubators and all that. Let me tell you something, man. Thinking about it, in retrospect, it was inevitable that this would happen, right? You add artificial intelligence, which people already have, people who have relationships with AI on their phones, right? You don't have the person physically there, but a lot of people have long distance relationships too. So, you know, you have a girlfriend you talk to and all that.
I brought this up earlier this week, as I mentioned. Just take a look. It's about a woman who actually married, well, let's just say an AI companion, chatting on GPT. And when they had their wedding anniversary, they went to a hotel. And, you know, there were real people there, right? Like having dinner, she was there with her AI companion. But in the hotel, there were also other people using the same system, right? So, yeah, you actively interacting there with your AI companion and also with other people who are around you. In other words, it's happening. Later, check out that video called End of Men that I posted there, where the woman said he satisfies her in every way a normal man would, and even better, if you know what I mean, right?
Any big advantage, it's someone who's always there, right? Available for you all the time, which is something that's complicated for a real person, right? And also, if you suddenly get tired of it and don't want it anymore, you just turn it off. There's no pin at all. But that's what I tell you. In the end, these things in our lives have the importance that we give them. That's the truth. If something isn't important, if it's something you can turn off at any moment, if you can, end it at any time, it's because it doesn't really matter to you. It doesn't actually carry any weight in your life. The things you have in life that truly matter, that really make a difference to you, are the ones you value, the ones that are difficult, that you have to earn. That's why I think.
That's what I was going to say, that you have to earn it, right? Only God knows, only God and my wife know the difficulty it was, I moved to another state, right? I moved to another state more than 1,000 kilometers away from my family, my friends, and everything else. The issue of adapting, the issue of all the differences we have to overcome to make it work. So that's what you end up valuing, right? But I obviously understand those who choose that, because it's like we just talked about, right? The list of conveniences, right? Anyway.
I mean, I'm joking here. Of course, talking about reborn dolls. I have no doubt at all that there will be people who will really get into that. But again, I don't think that's going to. I was joking when I said that humanity is over now. Why? Because of what I said, right? Things have that importance because of their difficulty. If something is too easy, right, what's the point? It ends up not having value, not having weight. You don't get that sense of achievement from having. What's hard is hard precisely because it's hard. It's satisfying to achieve something, to accomplish something, because it's difficult. If it's easy, there's no advantage at all. There's nothing positive about it, right? It's not really an achievement. It's not something that truly brings you satisfaction.
Now, folks, talking about monetization, which is one of the specialties here on the channel. Basically, I have mentees in my mentorship program called AI Master Monetization. And speaking about this market still within the context, there are a lot of people who create realistic avatars, right? You see them on Instagram, you see them on YouTube and so on, and you think, my God, this woman is real. So what do? They create these avatars, right? And then they tell a story on Instagram, post photos at the gym and so on. Everything just right, just like a normal profile would. And then what happens on Instagram, they attract brands, right? Like they show the influencer wearing Nike sneakers, eating at McDonald's, wearing an insider shirt and so on. And then they put a link there to do more heroic, hotter photos and so on. And then they sell them on platforms like OnlyFans and so on. And we teach this inside the mentorship program. We teach up to 10 ways to earn income. We teach about YouTube channels, how to create courses, how to set up mentorships, up to 10 sources of income. And one of them is creating realistic avatars, which I use to present my videos on YouTube. But there are people who use them to create this kind of content. If you want to have up to 10 sources of income, or if you already have a business and want to implement artificial intelligence to make more money, to profit faster, I'll leave the link in the video description and pinned in the first comment. It's a way to use this market to your advantage, but in a legitimate way to make money. Okay? I'll be very happy to help you. Continuing.
There are going to be people turning to hyper-realistic dolls. Reborn girlfriend, reborn marriage, reborn alimony. Damn, let me tell you something, man. We already have a reborn government, right? Because the world doesn't do shit, it just steals. It just spends money, it just gives fucking courses. It doesn't do shit positive. We already have a reborn government. There are already a bunch of reborn things out there. Let me tell you something, man. We're really heading in that direction. There's no way out. I don't think it's going to replace anything, but there will definitely be people who fall for it, right? Now,
guys, that market with the letters POR, poor, you know, that market moves more money than Formula One and more money than the film industry, okay? So is this going to happen? This is already happening, and I give it maybe a year, maybe 1 or 2 years before you go out to dinner or to the movies, and right next to you, there's a reborn girlfriend watching a movie, right? Can you believe it?
There's another dilemma in this story, right? Because there are reborn babies, right? Reborn babies that people make, treat like children and all that. And then there are reborn girls. We get the problem, right? Because there are things in between a baby and an adult woman, right? And there are going to be crazy people out there wanting that kind of thing, You know that, right? There are crazy people for everything in this world, right? So what's it going to be? What's the solution? Because there's a problem in this story, a dilemma in this story, right? Let's think reborn child, right? Because on one hand, if the guy is a mentally depraved person and wants to satisfy himself with a child, it's better he does it with a rubber one, right? If you stop to think about it, from that perspective, it's a positive thing. It's better for the guy to satisfy himself with a rubber girl there than to end up harassing a real girl, right? On the other hand, is this kind of thing reasonable? A guy who's going to do this with a rubber girl, a girlfriend, underage reborn, is he going to end up wanting children later? For real reborns? Not reborn. I mean, real children, right? This is the dilemma that I keep asking about, you know, because, again, from the libertarian ethics point of view, it's just a piece of rubber. So there's no problem at all. You can do whatever you want with a piece of rubber. On the other hand, there's the moral aspect of it, right? If the guy is there testing a piece of rubber in the shape of a reborn child, right? Then what? How is it going to he end up wanting to do this with a real child and eventually commit crimes down the line? This whole thing is a dilemma. I have no doubt at all that all these boundaries will be tested in the very near future. Honestly, to me, this still looks a lot like an inflatable doll. This isn't much better than an inflatable doll right now, but I have no doubt that this will take time, right? You know,
and it's a crazy thing, right? We've already made a video here about reborn babies, and here's the thing, right? The reborn baby is for people who don't want to actually have a child, right? Because if they wanted to have a child and couldn't physically, they'd adopt, right? Anyway, but then you see, for example, a mother wanting to have a reborn baby delivery. In other words, it's already that whole complication that is childbirth, right? Then they put the reborn child, right? There as a teenager, messing with their phone and saying, daughter, get off your phone, which is also a problem, this whole screen issue, right? So I can already imagine soon someone having a reborn wife, a reborn girlfriend, just to avoid the problems, right? Do whatever you want, whenever you want, and end up programming it to have problems like, oh, call me a jerk. Oh, demand child support from me, say you're going to screw me over in court, and so on. I can see people buying them to avoid problems and then programming them to have problems. Like, call me, tell me Toya, tell me to sleep on the couch. You know what I mean?
they have this feature. They're getting better and better. I'm talking about 50,000 reais for each doll, right? Full, zero, this thing. You could make some serious money with this, man.
You're looking at around $6,000 to $8,000, right?
Wow, 50,000 reais each. You could really make some money. And if there's money in it, people are going to keep improving these things. The dolls will get more and more realistic, getting closer and closer to what people expect and all that. Yeah, I can see we're going to have a problem in this area, right? So tell me, would you have a reborn girlfriend?
There's the movie with that really beautiful woman. Let me just look it up here. Yeah. Let's type in Tartaya Ninja Turtle movie, right? Okay, so let's look up the actors, right? Let's put cast here, right? Then there's that actress. Look, you'll see Ninja Turtle movie. Huh. Why did Mr. Beast show up? That's weird. Here, look. Megan Fox. Cool. There's a Megan Fox movie that's exactly like that. Wow, she looks like a robot, huh? For God's sake, look at that. She really does look like a robot. But look, if you check out her movies, look, she did hair. I think it's Jennifer's Body No here. Ali Alice? I think it's Alice. Look, 2024. Oh, Alice. She's a robot woman. She's a robot woman. Just look at this. Alice Survival here. Let's get the picture here. So it's basically what we're talking about. Tell me, wouldn't you want one of these in your house? Comment down below. I also want to know your opinion about the whole video. Do you think it's crazy? You think it's crazy, but would you buy one? If you had the money, do you think this is the solution to relationship problems? No more fights? Comment down below. I want to know. And remember, if you want to keep talking about this topic, learn about the models, find out what's happening in the AI companion and friend market. I'll leave this video here for you so you can keep going with me, all right? That's it. I'll see you in the next video. See you soon.